The world saw her as the strong one. The dependable one. The one who always said yes. At work, she was the person everyone turned to. The one who fixed things, met impossible deadlines, and never complained. She arrived early, stayed late, and juggled responsibilities like a circus performer, never dropping a single ball. At home, it was the same. Her phone buzzed constantly, family asking for favors, friends needing advice, messages pouring in like an endless tide. Can you help me with this? Can you pick this up for me? I really need you right now. And she was always there. Always. She remembered birthdays when others forgot. She checked in when no one else did. She listened for hours when people needed to vent. She was the rock, the anchor, the one who held everything together. But in the quiet moments, the rare ones when she was alone, she felt it. The exhaustion. The emptiness. She had spent so long giving to others that she had forgotten how to receive. One evening, she sat in her car outside the office, gripping the steering wheel. The weight of the day pressed down on her, heavier than ever. Her mind replayed the past few months, the missed meals, the sleepless nights, the weekends lost to work. She was running on fumes, but she told herself it was just temporary. Just a phase. Just a little longer. Her phone buzzed. She glanced at the screen. Her sister asking for help. Her boss reminding her of a last-minute task. A friend venting about a breakup. A familiar guilt crept in. They needed her. She should reply. She should help. But as she reached for her phone, she hesitated. Her hands trembled slightly, her chest tight. When was the last time she had a moment to breathe? A memory surfaced, her mother's voice from years ago. Words she had always ignored. If you keep giving all your light away, what will be left of you? She had laughed at the time, brushing it off. But now, sitting in her car, drained and numb, she understood. She was a candle, burning at both ends. And the wind was getting stronger. That night, she did something she hadn't done in years. She turned off her phone. She let the messages wait. She made herself a warm cup of tea, curled up under a blanket, and let herself breathe. For the first time in years, she allowed herself to rest, truly rest, without feeling guilty. At first, it felt wrong. The voice in her head whispered, "You're being selfish. What if someone needs you? You don't have time to rest." But another voice, one she had silenced for far too long, finally spoke up. "What about you?" The next morning, she woke up lighter. The world hadn't fallen apart because she took a break. The emails were still there. The requests still waited. And she felt something she hadn't felt in a long time. She felt herself again. That day, she made a decision. She started setting boundaries. She learned to say no, not because she didn't care, but because she couldn't keep giving from an empty cup. She still helped others, but she helped herself first. She took time for long walks, for books she never finished, for mornings where she didn't rush. She rekindled old passions, painting, music, journaling. Things she once loved but had abandoned in the name of productivity. And slowly, the exhaustion faded. The emptiness disappeared. She realized that self-care wasn't selfish, it was necessary. She was still the strong one. Still the dependable one. But now, she included herself in the list of people who needed care. Because she finally understood, a candle that burns too fast flickers out too soon. But one that's protected from the wind, it can shine for a lifetime. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it's necessary. Learn to say no, set boundaries, and protect your energy. Because the world doesn't need you burned out, it needs you at your brightest.